Welcome, Daily Devotional with Jules. Today I wanted to talk about God's ways are higher than our ways. And I wanted to read from Jesus Calling by Sarah Young, and the date is January 27th. Okay, so trust is a golden pathway to heaven. When you walk in this path, you live above your circumstances. My glorious light shines more brightly on those who follow this path. Dare to walk on this high road with me, for it is the most direct route to heaven. The low road is cautious, twisting and turning and agonizing knots. The air hangs heavy and it's dark and ominous with clouds. Relying on your own understanding will weigh you down. Trust me in absolutely everything, and I will make your path straight. The scripture I wanted to share with this devotional is Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. You probably heard this one. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not unto your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your path straight. Second scripture is John 14, 1 through 2. Let not your heart be troubled. Believe in God and also in me. In my Father's house there's many mansions. If it were not so, I would have not told you. I prepare a place for you. So, elaborating just a little bit on that scripture, trust him with all your heart and lean not to your own understanding. That is so profound. I mean, trust him with all your heart. Like, do we really understand with all your heart? What does that mean? Like, you are trusting him 100% no matter what. Even if you have a feeling, you have an emotion, you have a doubt, the word says trust him with all your heart and lean not to your own understanding. Like, don't lean into your feelings. Don't lean into your thoughts. We only see like a minuscule of what's really going on. We see from our lens. Sometimes our lens is not healed. Sometimes our lens is coming from a place of trauma. Sometimes our lens is emotional. We are not always stable in our thoughts and our emotions and our heart. That's why God says, lean not to your own understanding. In all your ways, submit to him, and he will guide your paths and make them straight. Like, in all your ways, not just like this way, not just on a good day, not just, in certain things. He says, like, in all your ways, like all your ways with all your heart. Don't lean into your own understanding. I mean, just this scripture alone, I was kind of, I was really thinking about it, meditating on it, and I was like, dang, like, God, like, you are not playing. Like, he didn't say half the time. He didn't say on a good day. He didn't say, after you become an adult. He's like, with all your heart, all your ways. Don't lean to your own understanding. Whatever you think, yes, partner with him, but he's serious. He's not playing around when he says that. And the second scripture, he talks about don't let your heart be troubled. Like, I am here. Like, these are not suggestions. He doesn't want us to worry. He doesn't want us to be tripping. Like, he wants us to know that we take care of him. And he says, like, in my Father's house, I've prepared many mansions for you. I wouldn't tell you this. Like, he is not going to tell us anything that's not true. He has a place in heaven for us. He prepares it. He is so intentional with our life. I used to not understand that, so that's why I wanted to start these devotionals. If you don't know, if you're questioning it, absolutely take it in prayer and ask the Lord, here is the scripture. What does that look like? What does that look like into my life? Is there anything that I am not believing about you, or a misconception that I have about something in my life, or you as God, like, highlight it to me so that I can understand it. And one of the very small examples that I can think of in my life, a misconception or an example that I can think about, is how God says, his ways are higher than our ways, and that he wants to guide us on this path. So an example of this a few years ago, I have a 6-year-old, and she was a toddler. We were at McDonald's playground waiting for my sister to come and bring her daughter. And I was sitting up, looking out the window, looking for them to come, and my daughter was playing. She, she was like, I don't know, 3 or 4. So obviously she was very small. And I could see in the parking lot my sister coming and walking towards us. So my daughter comes and says, where are they? I want to see my cousin. What's going on? It's taking them forever to get here. And I told her, I see them. They're coming. I see them in the parking lot. Or my toddler, she was like, I don't see them. Where are they coming? I don't believe you. What's going on? I tell her, like, I see them. I can see higher than you. I see them coming. And she was anxious and didn't understand until she saw them coming at her eyesight level. Being 3 or 4, she's very short. Whereas I could see very higher. I could see them, pulling into the parking lot. I could see them way before my toddler could. And she didn't believe me until she could see. And I thought, am I like this with God? I can only see from a certain level in my humanness, with my human eyes or with my emotions. Faith comes from hearing. It's not through our sight, our human sight. And so do we do this with God? Like, God can see everything from the beginning to the end. His ways are higher. He has good ways for us. He has a good path for us. And we don't always see it. He knows our beginning from end. And so that's just a small example. We can't see everything He does. He has our best interest at heart. He has plans and a purpose, so that when we partner with Him, and He will make those things come to fruition, or He will have that plan, whatever the situation is, to bring His glory to it, to bring His peace on it, to bring His love, His compassion, His wisdom on whatever it is. And I'm not just talking about, spiritual things. I'm talking about every aspect of your life. And if you haven't seen this come to fruition, ask Him, God, like, is there a misconception that I'm thinking about you? Is there a circumstance, with a family member or a coworker or something going on with my finances that I am only trying to see it through my human eyes, through my lens? Or is there a stronghold or a mindset that I'm holding on to where I just keep repeating the same scenario from some trauma that I have, that I'm believing this misconception about? Show me. Is there something that you are dealing with and you haven't invited, the presence of God into it? You haven't walked that path with God in it yet. As you study the Bible, as you pray, as you develop your relationship with Him, it is completely fine to ask Him any question that you have. There's no question that God will be like, girl or boy or whoever, like, why are you asking me that? There's no question that will go unanswered by Him. You can absolutely ask Him. He has good things for us. He has good things in store. You are His child. So I hope that this helps you or brings some insight to anything that you are going through. I love you. I pray for you, and I'll see you next video.